With the power of Tandem HR, you are in the fast lane on Main Street with Get Down to Business with Shalom Klein, the show for business and jobs. Now, the champion of networking, the advocate of jobs, the guru of business, your host, Shalom Klein.
An entrepreneur is not only a risk taker, he or she must also have the right people on board and the ability to communicate that vision to everyone on the team. My greatest enjoyment is seeing a new product come to market and the feeling of success it brings to the people behind it. Successful businesses help to make our country great. That's from Jules Knapp, who's a successful serial entrepreneur and mentor, and you're going to be hearing from him in just a moment. We are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. In business, we talk a lot about business here. You're on with Get Down to Business. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. And while you are there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. Get Down to Business is powered by our good friends over at Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510. Once again, that number, 630-928-0510. You can also email them simplify@tandemhr.com. Or, actually, in just a few minutes, you're going to be hearing from Bruce Leon's founder, from Tandem HR's founder, Bruce Leon, who's joining me here in studio to answer your questions all about lots of issues relating to HR, lots of issues relating to benefits. We've got a great show lined up for you here today. It's a live show. It's a jam-packed week of content and information that you won't want to miss. We'll be joined by Jules Knapp, Bruce Leon, Bob Jordan, and Chris Everett. And at the end of the show, I'm going to be sharing some tips for organizing and purchasing your office supplies. You won't want to miss it. It's a live show. We are taking your calls at 312-642-5600. Once again, that number, 312-642-5600. Call in with your questions. And I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled and honored to be joined over the phone by by my new friend, Jules Knapp. Jules is, I'll let him tell you about himself, but he is, I think, a proud serial entrepreneur who has seen so much success in business and is supporting the entrepreneurship scene in Chicago. Jules Knapp, thanks for joining us on Get Down to Business.
Well, thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Jules, if you don't mind, I know your name is actually on so many institutions around Chicago, but if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about sort of who you are and what makes your vision, what drives you every day to support entrepreneurship in Chicago?
Well, I think a great thrill in business and in life is seeing people grow, whether it's your children, your employees, which we call associates. See them, the accomplishments that they're able to do in your business, in life, and that's a great joy to me, and I think it's a great joy to many entrepreneurs. It's the line, of course, to make money, but also the other part of life is the enjoyment of seeing people grow.
That's fantastic. And one of the institutions that you are closely associated with, and actually I have a little surprise for you. Bruce Leon is here in studio with me, and he says that you go pretty far back and you sit on a board together, and we're thrilled to sort of bring him in here in a moment. But one of those institutions is the Illinois Institute of Technology, IIT, and there is the Jules F. Knapp Entrepreneurship Center. Can you tell us a little bit about your involvement there?
Well, being an entrepreneur, you would like to bring other entrepreneurs into having other entrepreneurs to have success. And IIT is a great university in the city. We have a tremendous law school, architectural school, engineering school, business school, etc. And putting all those together, we have this center where we want to help individuals succeed in business. And Bruce is joining our board, is going to be mentoring some companies, and we look forward to the success of individuals who create these companies.
So Bruce is joining me here in studio. Bruce, why did you decide to get involved in the IIT Entrepreneurship Center?
Well, first of all, I want to just say thank you for Jules for joining the show. It's really a great honor just to have his wisdom, he's a great role model for not only people that have been successful, but people that have made significant impact in the world by just their giving back. So, it's hard to say no to Jules Knapp. So when he asks you, you can't really say no. But I've already seen some of the vision of that the center there, and I think they're going to do some great work and really help Chicago become a great entrepreneurial city.
That's fantastic. And Tandem is certainly you're doing your contribution to entrepreneurship, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But Jules, what are some of the resources for a startup that IIT and perhaps there's other projects you're involved in to help startups get past that point of being a startup and get off their feet and get going in business?
Well, the people need help. You have an idea, you have a vision. And it is great if you have someone who can mentor you, who has some experience, who can help you along the rough edges. And Bruce started a business, I started a business, and we certainly made some mistakes as we went along. And it would have been helpful if I had some people who I could talk to as I went along and, of the couple of mistakes I made. Of course, you don't make mistakes unless you try things. If you just are complacent about what's going on, you'll never make a mistake. So you've got to try things. You've got to do something different. You've got to go forward.
That's for sure. The message
that's how you develop business. It's how you create businesses, and that's what we want to do and try in helping entrepreneurs succeed in their businesses, in their ideas, in their thoughts.
That's for sure. That's the message we try to send here on Get Down to Business, that not every idea is going to be the next Apple computers, but that's okay. And you have to try, and there will be failures. And as long as you learn from those failures, then you're on the right track. And it sounds like that's what you've seen in your entrepreneurial journeys as well, and I know we're going to be hearing in just a few minutes from Bruce Leon as well. But Jules, what do you think of the entrepreneurship scene in Chicago? Do you think we have a pretty good environment for somebody to start a business, whether it's retail or service-based, in the city of Chicago?
Well, Chicago was the great transportation hub of the world, and the diversification in Chicago, where the East Coast was textiles, and where we had more diversification in types of manufacturing. With 1871 coming aboard with IIT entrepreneurship, with the University of Chicago, all the schools were all trying to develop and bring entrepreneurs in the city, bring businesses to the city, bring jobs to the city. We have the greatest city in the world in Chicago. And when people come and find this great secret, which is a secret to many, many people throughout the world, and what a wonderful places to live, what a wonderful place to grow your business, I think we have a great opportunity to make this the entrepreneurship capital of the world.
Hear, hear. I agree. That's right. Bruce, what do you think? We've got a pretty darn good infrastructure for entrepreneurial success, don't we?
I agree, and I just want to say that unfortunately in the media today, success in business has been sort of attacked, and it's important for your listeners to know that from my long standing with Jules is that he really started from the ground up. This is not somebody who was given a silver spoon in his mouth. I've heard stories way back when from the Depression era where he started door to door selling. So anybody can really make it in this world. That's what's great about this country, is that we have this entrepreneurial, this capitalistic society, and really it's a great inspiration. I think somebody like Jules, who's really shown how to go from the ground up, and also then to give back to our community.
That's fantastic. Jules Knapp, thank you for your time and Get Down to Business. Hopefully we can turn this into an ongoing discussion, hearing your input on what's going on in the entrepreneurial scene, the small business scene in Chicago, but also hearing your advice, because that advice is very valuable. As Bruce just said, you didn't start at this point of having a Jules F. Knapp Entrepreneurship Center. You worked your way there, and you worked hard going door to door, and that's what it's all about. Jules, is there any way that you want people to sort of get in touch with any of your initiatives?
Well, I think that at IIT. The Entrepreneurship Center, we want to help companies. we want to create jobs. We want to bring the initiative back in this country that it was our founding fathers. What we did is the capitalistic idea, the thought of people working for themselves, not for the government, for themselves, and building businesses and working for that dream, for their dreams, it should be a very important thing. And I wonder how important it is, as Bruce was alluding to. We're thinking that way today. And of course, we have a website it's KEC.com or Knapp Entrepreneurial Center at IIT. We'd love to talk to people.
That's fantastic. Thank you again, Jules Knapp. After the break, we are talking with Bruce Leon of Tandem HR. Keep listening. We've got a packed show, and we are taking your calls at 312-642-5600. You can find the IIT Entrepreneurship Center. Just Google it. After the break, Bruce Leon from Tandem HR.